My dear ones, beloved seekers of the infinite, I come before you today not to speak of miracles as mere spectacles for the curious mind, but to unveil the sacred science behind those powers which the ancient rishis called siddhis. You have heard tales of yogis who walk through walls, who disappear from sight, who transport their bodies across vast distances in the twinkling of an eye. These are not fairy tales, my children. These are the natural fruits that blossom upon the tree of deep spiritual practice, though I must warn you with all the love in my heart that to seek these powers for their own sake is to miss entirely the glorious purpose of yoga. The great Patanjali, that master architect of the soul's journey, spoke of these attainments in his immortal sutras, yet he placed them in their proper context. They are signposts along the path, not the destination itself. They are like the beautiful flowers you might notice while climbing a mountain, lovely to behold, but you must not stop to gather them if you wish to reach the summit where God Himself awaits you with open arms. Before we begin, if you enjoy this video, give me a like, comment below about your thought, and don't forget to hit subscribe button so you don't miss about ancient wisdom video like this. Let me speak first of levitation, that power which seems to defy the very laws that bind us to this earth. You see your body as solid, as heavy, as subject to gravity's inexorable pull. But what is this body, really? It is nothing but frozen light, condensed consciousness, the divine dream taking temporary form. When the ancient yogis speak of Invisibility, the power of lightness, they are describing the ability to consciously manipulate the vibratory rate of the body's atoms and molecules. Everything in this universe, my dear ones, is vibration. Your body vibrates at a certain frequency, and the earth vibrates at its own frequency. Gravity itself is but a relationship between these vibrations. When through deep meditation and pranayama you learn to raise the vibratory rate of your physical form, you begin to transcend the ordinary laws that govern dense matter. The body becomes more like light, more like thought, more like what it truly is, a manifestation of spirit. To approach this power, you must first master the breath. Not the shallow breathing of ordinary life, but the deep, conscious pranayama that awakens the sleeping serpent of Kundalini at the base of the spine. Begin with the practice of Kriya Yoga, that supreme technique which I have brought from the Himalayas to the West. Through Kriya, you learn to magnetize the spine, to draw the life force inward and upward, away from the senses and toward the spiritual eye. When you sit for meditation, after your pranayama practice, concentrate deeply at the point between the eyebrows. This is the seat of spiritual vision, the command center of consciousness. As you go deeper, you will begin to feel your body growing lighter. At first, this is merely a sensation, a pleasant floating feeling. But persist, my children, persist with devotion and regularity. Practice not once or twice, but daily, for years if necessary. The body's consciousness must be gradually trained to respond to the will. Visualize your body as composed not of flesh and bone, but of light particles of energy of consciousness itself. Feel the prana, the life force, circulating through the subtle channels of the astral spine. As your concentration deepens and your breath becomes almost imperceptible, you may begin to experience moments where the body's weight seems to vanish entirely. These are glimpses, precious glimpses, of the power that lies dormant within you. But I must tell you truthfully, the full manifestation of levitation requires such intense concentration, such complete withdrawal from body consciousness, that few in this age have the patience or the burning desire to achieve it. And why should they? What profit is there in floating a few feet above the ground if your heart remains earthbound, chained to desires and attachments? Now let me speak of teleportation, that most mysterious of powers. In Sanskrit, we call this Siddhi, the ability to transport the body through space instantaneously. You think this impossible, yet I tell you that space itself is an illusion, a construct of the limited mind. In the consciousness of God, all points are one point. Past, present, and future exist simultaneously in the eternal now. Your body exists not only here in this physical dimension, but simultaneously in the astral realm, in the causal realm, in all dimensions of consciousness. What you perceive as solid matter is but the grossest manifestation of your being. When through meditation you learn to shift your consciousness to the astral body, you discover that you are not bound by physical space. The astral body can travel anywhere instantly, for in that realm, thought and movement are one. The secret of physical teleportation lies in dematerializing the physical body by raising its vibration to the astral level, then rematerializing it at another location. This requires absolute mastery over the life force, complete control of prana. You must be able to withdraw the life current from every cell of the body simultaneously, holding the entire physical form in your consciousness as a unified field of energy. To develop this power, practice the technique of Hong Sao, watching the breath with unwavering attention. As you advance, practice feeling your consciousness expanding beyond the body. Sit in meditation and mentally project yourself to another location. See it clearly, feel yourself there, experience it with all your inner senses. This is not mere imagination, my dear ones. This is training the consciousness to operate independently of physical limitations. In deep meditation, when you have transcended body consciousness completely, you may experience yourself as omnipresent, existing everywhere simultaneously. This is a taste of the consciousness that makes teleportation possible. But again, I must emphasize that such powers come only after years of intense practice, and they come naturally as a byproduct of spiritual advancement, not through forcing or through desire for the power itself. Invisibility, or Antardana City, is perhaps the most fascinating of these powers to the worldly mind. How can a physical body become invisible? Again, we must understand the nature of visibility itself. You see an object because light reflects off its surface and enters your eyes. But what if the vibratory rate of the body could be altered so that light passes through it rather than reflecting off it? What if the consciousness could create a field around the body that deflects the attention of observers? There are actually several forms of invisibility. The first is physical invisibility, where the body's atomic structure is altered. The second is mental invisibility, where the yogi projects such a powerful thought form that observers simply do not notice him, their attention sliding past as if he were not there. The third is astral invisibility, where the yogi withdraws into the astral body, leaving the physical form in a state that is present but imperceptible. To develop this power, you must first learn to control the mind's outward flow. The ordinary person's consciousness is constantly flowing outward through the senses, seeking objects of perception. Through pratyahara, the withdrawal of the senses, you learn to reverse this flow. When you can sit in meditation and completely internalize your consciousness, you have taken the first step toward invisibility. Practice this exercise. Sit quietly and imagine that you are becoming transparent, that light is passing through your body rather than reflecting off it. Feel yourself becoming less and less substantial, more and more like empty space. This is not mere visualization. You are actually beginning to alter the electromagnetic field around your body. With deep practice, you can create a field of consciousness that makes you unnoticeable to others. But let me share with you a deeper truth, my beloved ones. All of these powers, levitation, teleportation, invisibility, are based on one fundamental principle: the realization that you are not the body. You are consciousness itself, infinite and free. The body is merely a vehicle, a temporary dwelling place for the immortal soul. When you meditate deeply and regularly, when you practice Kriya Yoga with devotion, when you commune with God in the silence of your heart, these powers may come to you naturally. They may not. It matters not. What matters is that you are moving toward the ultimate goal: union with the divine, the realization of your true nature as a child of the infinite. I have known yogis in India who possessed these powers. My own guru, Sri Yukswar, could materialize his form at a distance. I myself have experienced the body becoming light as a feather in deep meditation. But I tell you truthfully, these experiences, while wondrous, pale in comparison to the bliss of touching the hem of God's garment, of feeling His love flowing through every atom of your being. If these powers come to you, receive them with humility and use them only in service of the divine will, never for personal gain or to impress others. The moment you use spiritual powers for selfish purposes, you begin to lose them, and worse, you create karmic entanglements that will bind you to the wheel of birth and death. The true power, my dear ones, is the power to remain calm and centered in all circumstances, to love unconditionally, to see God in all beings, to transcend the pairs of opposites. Pleasure and pain, success and failure, praise and blame. These are the powers worth seeking. These are the attainments that will carry you across the ocean of delusion to the shores of eternal freedom. Practice your meditation daily. Be regular, be sincere, be patient. Offer all your efforts to God, holding nothing back. Whether you levitate or not, whether you become invisible or not, you will surely rise in consciousness. You will surely experience the peace that passeth understanding. And in the end, you will realize that you were always free, always infinite, always one with the Beloved. May the blessings of the great masters be upon you. May your path be illumined with the light of wisdom. And may you realize, in this very lifetime, the glorious truth of your being.